And welcome back, everybody, to another live hangout here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday night. Holy cow, man. The NFL schedule is about to be released in about, depending on when your team does it, the next 25 to 45 minutes. So I hope you are having a great week. Hope your week is going so far, and hopefully your weekend is looking great, man. So far, mine is looking pretty wild. I mistimed my schedule just a few minutes. Unfortunately, I was stuck at work for about an extra 15 to 20 minutes, and that's almost exactly what I needed to kind of finish up what I was working on. Don't worry, I'm gonna be working on it just as I'm kind of talking to you and as people kind of roll in here. But don't worry, I will have my predictions out for the Packers schedule before they release theirs on their website at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And yes, the NFL will be releasing the entire NFL schedule at 7 p.m. Central Time. Some teams, just like the Packers, might be releasing theirs a little early, just depending on what it is. But don't worry, we'll talk about my predictions. We'll go through them. We'll talk about the Packers schedule when it gets released here around 6:30, and then we're gonna kind of see how these teams roll it out. Um, Tonight we'll be just kind of talking about the schedules, any big games right away. Anywhere between the big 7 to maybe 10 games that we're talking about. And then tomorrow we'll do our regular Friday night hangout, and then we will kind of dive deep. Luckily, I will not be working at my other job tomorrow, so I will be able to dive deep into the schedule, and I will have a little bit of a more long-winded discussion about the NFL schedule tomorrow night. But today we got some cool stuff going on. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a good day. And if you get a chance, hit up the chat, leave a like, subscribe if you have not yet. But if you're new here, my name is Dave. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We do NFL content almost every day, especially during the NFL season. Man, I think we're averaging about 5 to 6 games per week on the channel. Pretty sure I did over 110 live streams last season, and we're going to be doing as many, if not more, next week because there's going to be a wild set of games. There's going to be a game on Wednesday, the Packers and the Rams. That's going to be the one game that we know right away for the Packers. That'll be on Thanksgiving, week 12. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of games, man. So I hope you're sticking around, and I hope you enjoy what we're gonna be talking about today. All right, but yeah, man. Let me kind of just finish up some of what I was doing here, and then we'll kind of get into it, man. So, but yeah, I'm gonna let you guys kind of roll in. Let me know in the chat. Do not hesitate to ask any questions, and we'll kind of go from there, man. But yeah, man. Let me know, man. I know week one for the most part has kind of been, especially the primetime games, they've been talked about. I think it's going to be Bills and Detroit in week one. That's going to be a really freaking good matchup, man. After a down season for the Detroit Lions, I'm expecting Dan Campbell and that team to bounce back. They put a lot of money, a lot of draft capital into the defense, but also did a decent amount to that offensive line that was really struggling with injuries. Honestly, almost like into week six, they were down. They were down very bad. And I think sometime in the middle, kind of when we got to late October, early November, they had to even bring out some of their retired offensive linemen to try to see if they could stem the tide. It did not work out for them with that, but yeah, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it going with them, man. Let's see if they can get back on track, especially against a really good Bills team that is going to be looking to kind of get back and kind of see if they. I mean, they put a lot of draft capital into their team as well. I'm talking about the Bills this time. A lot on defense, a good amount of offensive linemen on the offensive side, and yeah, man, that Bills team from top to bottom, man, they had a lot of draft capital. They traded back plenty of times to get a couple extra picks, and from the top to the middle to the bottom of that entire roster is going to be a lot of competition. So should be exciting. But let me know if you have any predictions, anything from your team, the Packers, whatever it is. Let me know if you have any predictions on what you think. The first game, the last game, something like that. When do you think the NFL is going to start really pushing the divisional games? They typically wait, especially in the latter half. They typically wait until the last month to really put in those divisional games. But we've seen it, man. Sometimes they're not afraid to put them in the middle of the season. So let me know. Come on, where are you? Where are you? There you go. Yeah, like we know the opponents for the Packers. We've known everybody's who they're gonna play since I think the early part of January. But yeah, the schedule, when they play, what weeks, things like that. That's gonna be what's gonna be announced in the next couple minutes here, and it's gonna be pretty exciting, man. It's gonna be really fun. Um, Yeah, the Packers are going to be playing the AFC East, so that's New England, the Jets, the Bills. I'm really excited for that Bills game. That's going to be a really good indication of where this Packers defense, whether it's early in the season or late, wherever it is, it's going to be a good indication of what Jonathan Gannon is going to be able to do with this defense in year one. Yeah, and I'm hoping that Micah comes back healthy as well, man. That's when he went down, that Packers offense just was it was rough. It was very, very, very rough to watch. Yeah, but hopefully a healthy Micah, kind of a revamped defense. Obviously, new coordinator, but a lot of the old guards, man, have been kind of being shed, have been traded away. Obviously, two big players, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, both being traded to the Cowboys within basically within a year of each other. Um, and those are two former first round picks that have played a lot of snaps over the last 4 5 seasons basically for the Green Bay Packers. So it's going to be definitely a different look. Sorry, just double checking my work here before I finalize it and get into it pretty quickly here. Just want to make sure I have all the right amount of away games and home games for each team. Yeah, definitely don't want to be getting that wrong. Otherwise, it's going to be looking awkward, man. It's going to be looking awkward. All right. Sweet. Perfect. Once again, I apologize, guys. Unfortunately, I got out of work very late. And it was already going to be kind of tight. It's been a busy week. But looks like we made it just under the wire here. I like to be a little bit more prepared than this. So my bad, guys. My bad. Boom. There we go. All right. But yeah, I'm. It's gonna be very interesting what the Packers are able to do against the NFC North. Man, I'm expecting Detroit to bounce back. Minnesota is gonna be a really weird team to watch, just because I'm assuming it's gonna be the Kyler Murray show for a good chunk, especially early on. I don't really see JJ McCarthy making a resounding comeback. Unfortunately, I think I it's not. I don't think he's going to be a bad quarterback or even a terrible one. It could be possible, but there's a lot to like with the kid. He's got some athleticism. He's got um, like you can tell he's he's not just out there just just like whatever. I'm a first round pick. I'm going to do whatever I want. Like there's a lot of urgency in the way he plays, but unfortunately, I don't know if he has the arm to be able to be a great quarterback in this league. And that was something that you didn't really see him throw often at Michigan. And he didn't have to be fair. And that was the one thing. That was like the one kind of knock is like, yeah, the kid is a winner. He's a good leader. He's athletic, like surprisingly athletic, because he didn't have to run a ton in that offense with that great defense and all the players that they had around him. Didn't have to really run out of the pocket too often. But the arm strength was always the thing that was kind of a question, or his ability to actually make the throws consistently. And you've seen that. I guess you didn't see it in his rookie year because he was hurt. But you've seen that over the last year or so. There are just some times where that dude is just not reading the field. He's trying to probably do a little too much. But it's going to be interesting. But anyway, going back to Kyler, I think he's going to be their starting quarterback for the majority of the season. And it's going to be interesting what the Packers are going to be able to do against a guy like him. They've done a better job in the last couple seasons, especially under Matt LaFleur, against athletic, mobile quarterbacks. Like during the McCarthy era, man, it was like you better just hope that the Packers can get pressure early, kind of get those mobile quarterbacks like on the run, get them off their game. Because if it wasn't, man, it was like going to be the Colin Kaepernick playoff game almost every week. But under Matt LaFleur's leadership, the Packers have done a lot better job against mobile quarterbacks, and I'm hoping that they can continue to do that. Let me see here. Ba-ba-ba-ba. There we go. All right, so just not to waste any more time, let's get into it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be doing these in sections, basically. The first 6 weeks, then another six, and then another six. That way, it doesn't seem like it's so much, and plus I can easily get this on the screen a little bit better. But yeah, man. So let me get this situated. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Let's get this going. All right. So, minutes before the Packers are about to release their official schedule for the 2026 season, these are my predictions of what I think the season is going to be looking like. So, in week one, it will not be Chicago. It will not be Detroit. Detroit's going up against the Bills. Chicago is going up against somebody else. But it'll be the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers typically start out the season with a divisional foe. It's been a while, I think, since we've seen Minnesota. I think you would have to go back to 2022. No, actually, you might have to go even further back than that since they've played Minnesota. And I think it would be a good tune-up game. Kyler Murray, Jordan Love, Jonathan Gannon going up against his former starting quarterback in Arizona, even though the time was not very long. And on top of that, I feel like Kyler was mostly hurt during Gannon's time in Arizona. But there's some decent matchups, and right now the Packers, you don't want to push Chicago in week one, at least not yet, because I think Chicago's playing somebody else in week one. I think they're going to be in Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. So we know that Detroit and Chicago is not going to play Green Bay. So I'm betting it's going to be in Minnesota. It's going to be on a Sunday, probably early game. I don't think it'll be the game of the week, but it's going to be a nice tune-up game for the both of these teams. Going to get a good look at the Kyler Murray in that Minnesota offense, and on top of that, Jonathan Gannon being going to be able to go up against a very athletic, maybe even a well-rested Kyler Murray, and he's going to see what he can do with that defense. Next, week two, it's going to be New Orleans. I think the Packers are going to be playing the NFC South this season. I shouldn't say maybe, they will. Um, but I think it's going to be New Orleans early on. They're going to get an early look at Tyler Shaw, one of the best rookie quarterbacks last season. We're going to see what this kid looks like after having a full offseason. He's going to be the guy. There's no question about it anymore. And he's going to get a good test. Micah could be healthy. You got Xavier McKinney. You got a lot of talented guys on that Packers defense that he's going to have to really be able to read. They're going to be aggressive, I think, under Jonathan Gannon. And right now, I'm not exactly sure what New Orleans defense is going to look like. Last year, they were underrated. I think the secondary was really good. They were opportunistic, but I think they lacked the ability to get pressure consistently. They added some weapons or some pieces for that this offseason, so we're going to see what they can do against Jordan Love and the Packers offense. Then we're going to go back to the NFC North. It'll be the Detroit Lions, man. It's going to be an early road game for the Packers. Last time, the 2025, the Packers hosted the Detroit Lions in Lambeau Field in Week 1, and they got a big resounding victory. That was Michael Parsons' coming out party. It ended with that crazy chase down of Jared Goff to basically seal the game. But Detroit is going to be going up against the Packers early this season, but they're going to host them in Detroit. Let's see if they can get maybe some revenge and get an early victory in the NFC North where they absolutely struggled. They got swept by the Packers. I believe they were swept by the Bears. Might be wrong. And I know they lost at least one game to J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings last year. I think Detroit was 1-5, maybe 2-4 at best last season. So maybe they can flip that script. Then they're going to keep it going here. This time, Green Bay traveling south of the border to Chicago. Could be potentially the final game that the Green Bay Packers will be playing in Chicago if the Bears actually move to Indiana. I don't know when that will be. It may not be until like 2028, 2029, but it would be hilarious if this is the final game that the Bears play against the Packers in Chicago. So should be a good one. I like the Week 4 matchup. I'm trying to remember why I picked Week 4. I think the NFL does not want to, especially with two teams that made it to the playoffs, had some great matchups. They don't want to wait too long, just in case one of these teams or both of these teams end up having a down year. If by week 7 or 8 or 9, one of these teams has a losing record, it's gonna fizzle out some of that fire that was built last season in 2025. So I think, especially the divisional games, you want to get those within the first 5 weeks. In this case, I have Chicago. I have Green Bay going to Chicago in Week 4. It should be a really good matchup. Keeping it going here, we had obviously Jonathan Gannon playing against his former team, and now we're going to get Jeff Hafley, the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, going back to Green Bay, bringing Malik Willis and a bunch of other Green Bay Packers, including the Miami Dolphins general manager, Sullivan, who all spent years, if at the very least 2 seasons, if not more, in the Green Bay organizations at various roles. They will be coming to Lambeau Field. And once again, this is a similar thing. I think Miami is not a team that may not compete for a playoff spot towards the end of the season. So I think the NFL is going to want to get Miami against Green Bay. So much connection. They're going to want to get that game early just in case Miami struggles throughout the season, and they want to be able to have a little bit of hype coming into that game. So yeah, I'm expecting Miami to go to Lambeau Field. Luckily for them, it'll be early in the season. It should not be freaking freezing, so it could be a really good matchup for them. And then Week 6, Carolina Panthers going to Lambeau Field. Last time these two teams matched up, it was in Lambeau, and the Panthers able to beat the Green Bay Packers in a mid-season game where Rico Dowdle, Uncle Rico, ran all over the Green Bay Packers defense. He was the first running back to go over 100 yards, not only in that season, but I think you had to go back almost 2 seasons for the last time a running back dominated against the Green Bay Packers defense on the ground like that. So another good matchup here. But yeah, so some early tests, man. If you look at the Packers were beat by the Vikings. They were beat obviously by Chicago twice, including obviously I'm including the playoffs there, and they lost to Carolina kind of in that middle part. I think it was like in around early November. So yeah, so this is not a cakewalk for the early part. Plus you got 3 road games from week 2 to week 4. And plus, including 2 divisional games right there, that's going to be a tough one. So, I'm predicting a tough road for the Packers early on, and it may get a little bit better, maybe, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it here. All right, keeping it going here. I'm not gonna slow down. Ba-ba-ba-ba. There you go. So, Week 7, the Green Bay Packers are going to be headed to East Rutherford, New Jersey, to take on the New York Jets. And this could be one of those games where it's considered a trap game. It's gonna be a tough stretch. Maybe the Packers play well. They come in 5-1. They think they're gonna be able to beat the Jets, who were terrible last year. I think they only had 3 wins, only one takeaway that entire season for their defense, and I'm pretty sure it was a freaking fumble. Um, yeah, it was not a great season for the Jets. I think they're going to be a little bit better. I don't think they're going to be amazing. I don't think they're going to be lighting it up. I don't know if they'll even make the playoffs. But they're gonna. The best thing that they can do is one, maybe double their win total. Get to 6-11, 7-10. But as long as they can be competitive in the majority of their games, anywhere between 11 to 13 games, if you can keep it close, keep it one score, give yourself a chance late in the fourth quarter, that could be a big thing for the Jets. That would be a massive step for that entire organization. And I think a game against the Green Bay Packers midseason could be a really good, really, really good test for them. But it could also be a really good test for the Packers, man. By this point, the Jets could be, especially a young team like them, could be going into a rhythm, could be feeling themselves. Maybe they string a couple early wins, get some momentum. So I'm going to give the Packers a relatively early bye week, week 8. Not too early, but also not too late. The last couple seasons, the Packers have been getting an early or even a super late bye week. So this one, I think, is kind of a nice little happy middle for them. One, after being on the road, get a week off, and then you get to stay home, but you're going to be going up against one of the best teams, if not one of the top 3 teams in the entire NFL, and that is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who, just like the Jets, could be getting on a roll midway through the season. So that should be a good one. In Lambeau Field, Josh Allen, Jordan Love. Yeah, man, I'm so excited. I'm hoping for the love of Jehovah that this is not a Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love situation that we had last year where they both got hurt basically the week before. Luckily, the Packers have a bye week, so hopefully Jordan is healthy. So is Josh. And also, both of these guys just had kids. Both of them became, I think Jordan is not yet a father, but he will be by the time this game happens. So it'll be Papa Love versus Papa Josh at Lambeau Field. And I guarantee you, if both of these teams are playing super well, this game is probably going to be a primetime game. So that's going to be one of the candidates for a primetime game. Yeah. Keeping it going, the Packers are going to stay at home. I think this may not happen, having a bye week and then 3 home games, but it kind of just came that way. I didn't really like playing the Texans or the Falcons super late or super early in the season, so I kind of stuck them in here. So maybe there's a little bit of a gap. Maybe the Jets flip with the Texans or the Jets flip with the Falcons. I don't know, but yeah. But I'm giving my Packers a little bit of love midway through the season. So Texans, C.J. Stroud, that vaunted freaking Texans defense that could be even better, are going to be coming into Lambeau Field taking on Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. That's what I meant to say. Hopefully Josh Jacobs has a really good game against this Texans defense, because otherwise Jordan Love could be running for his life. Even though I think the Packers' offensive line will be better this year, it's going to be tough to be really good against this front seven, man. Outside of the lack of turnovers, or at least there were long stretches where this Texans defense could not get a turnover. Outside of that and the offense struggling, this could have been one of the best teams last year. They had probably the best defense, if not at the very least the second best. But even that, like they were the Seahawks and the Texans, their defense were elite. Some of the best defenses we have seen in a long time. So if they can continue to play like they did last year, maybe their offense plays a little bit better, stays a little bit healthier, this could be a tough matchup for the Packers, even at home. So going on week 11, staying at home in Lambeau Field, taking on the Falcons. I think the last time the Falcons and the Packers went up against each other, he would have to go back to Jordan Love's first season as a starter back in 2023. Or, sorry, 2023. Yeah, sorry. Trying to remember when Jordan was a starter. But yeah, man, the Packers were able to get a big win. I think that was Jordan's third. No, it might have been his fourth game. Um, yeah, that was a really good game. It was a close game. I think did they come from behind in that one? It might have been possible, but yeah, Jordan. I think he threw three touchdowns in that game. Man, he was looking good. Um, but yeah, man, the Falcons, that defense could be even better than it was. I think they took steps in 2025. Hopefully, they continue that. The offense is going to be a little bit weird. You don't know who the quarterback is going to be. It could be Michael Penix, or it could be anybody. To be quite honest with you, I have no idea. But it's going to be. This could be a weird matchup. This could be one where every year the Packers seem to always find a way to lose a game that they should win, even if it's close. I feel like this is going to be a candidate, especially at home. Perfect, especially if they get a win against the Jets, the Bills, the Texans. This could be a road gap before they play the Rams the next week. So yeah. So week 12, this is not a guess. This is not a prediction. This is guaranteed. As of yesterday, the NFL announced that the Rams and the Packers will be playing in Los Angeles on Thanksgiving. I believe that's going to be, it should be a Thanksgiving night at Netflix game. So yeah, that game is going to be guaranteed. This should be a fun matchup. It's going to be Devontae Adams hosting his former team, the team that drafted him, the team that he spent 8 seasons being arguably the best receiver that they have had in a long time. Like historically, Devontae's 8 years, not in terms of dominance, but you could put it up with just about any of the great wide receivers in Green Bay's history. And maybe the only guy that you could argue that is not touchable is Don Hudson, who was basically like the inventor of the modern receiver in the NFL. But yeah, like Jordy Nelson, Sterling Sharp, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. Trying to think of like James Jones, like any of those players, any of those seasons from those guys. Devontae either beat it or matched it. Mostly beat it. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to host or to be playing against Devontae, man. Hopefully, Keyshawn, Cisse, whoever it is, can shut him down. So. But yeah. So once again, none of these are gimmies, man. Like the Jets could be a little bit of a trap game. The Falcons could be a little bit of a trap game. And then you got two great offenses, a great defense, and the Rams defense, man, when their front seven is on, can't be bad. See you week 9. Ooh, I'll catch you, your local trash can. What's going on, brother? Welcome. Hey, man, how's your week going? How are you? Yeah, man, I'm really excited for this one, dude. At Lambeau Field, I'm hoping it's a primetime game, man. Lambeau under the lights, Jordan Love, Josh Allen. Both of these guys, both quarterbacks will be dads by the time this game happens. So, which Papa is going to come out on top, man? Papa Love or Papa Allen? We'll see how it is. It's going to be fun. All right, let me get my last 6 weeks of predictions up here. And then once I'm done with this, I will search up what the actual schedule will be because as of about 15 minutes ago, the Packers have released their schedule. I think they were releasing theirs a little earlier than the NFL. I think theirs was going to be released at 6:30 on the Packers website. So, but before that, I'm going to give you my final 6 weeks. This is how the Packers, I predict this is how the Packers season will finish off. Week 13, they're going to be hosting Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, about 4 other Green Bay Packers, I believe. I might be exaggerating that number, but it feels like it. But yeah, hopefully by this time Micah Parsons should be healthy, and all I'm hoping for it is a. I'm just hoping it's not another 40-40 overtime tie like we had in 2025. Like we need a definitive winner this time. A definitive winner. We need to know who won the Micah Parsons trade because last year we didn't get what we wanted. And I found, even though I found it hilarious that nobody was happy after that game, Cowboy fans were not happy, Packer fans were not happy. Even fans that hate both of these teams, the Packers and the Cowboys, even they weren't happy. Like nobody was happy. They had to stay up late. It was like almost like 12:30 my time by the time this game ended. I'm pretty sure most people stayed up until well past 1 a.m. If you were in the eastern part of the country, man, it was a rough game. It was hilarious, but it was rough. It's going to be a very weird year for Buffalo. I agree with you, man. It's going to be a weird one. Like I said, I think I mentioned it before. The Bills, they added a lot of pieces at the top of their roster, at the middle, and at the bottom. Like a lot of those guys, especially the later guys, are going to be playing a lot of special teams, really good special teams probably. But then you're going to have some really good backups that are going to play some significant snaps. But then I think Bills, they have at least 3-4 guys that I could legitimately see starting within the first month. And then that's your starter for the rest of the year, barring health. So, yeah, I agree with you, Trash Can. I agree with you. Let me see here. All right. So, yeah, Cowboys, Packers, Week 13, Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, once again, this time at Lambeau Field. Then the Packers are going to go on the road for the next 2 weeks. Week 14, they're going to head over to the reigning AFC spousal cheating champions over there. Who knows? Mike Vrabel might be fired. Um, he might be back with his wife. He might be back with Diana Rossini by this point in the season. I don't know. Sorry, that was completely uncalled for. I apologize to everybody involved. But yeah, this should be a really good one. The Packers hopefully are healthy. Hopefully the New England Patriots are also healthy at this time. And this is going to be this could be a good indication of where these teams are heading into the playoffs. Obviously, this around this time, I think this is going to be like mid-December. So yeah, this is going to be they're going to be getting into playoff shape, and hopefully both of these teams are playing for something by this time. But yeah, the Patriots, hopefully they fix their offensive line. That was their weakest point in the playoffs. They gave up the most sacks by a single team in a playoff run ever in playoff history. That was pretty bad. It didn't, and you could definitely tell by the Super Bowl performance. They needed to add some pieces, and they did. And then for the offense, man, they're going to be some new wide receivers. Romeo Dobbs is another wide receiver, former Packer wide receiver, is going to be hosting his former team. Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, hopefully. Your local, also, I'm a Celtics fan, NBA. We blew the season in the play. Yeah, dude. What was it, 3-1? You guys were up 3-1 on that series. Tough, man. I would feel bad for you, but I'm a Bucks fan, dude, and we're rivals, playoff rivals for the most part. So, but my bad, man. It sucks. If it helps, my Bucks were so bad we didn't even sniff the playoffs this year, man. It was terrible. Just terrible, terrible, terrible. Can any of my sports teams win a championship? The Celtics, they won one not too long ago, so. RB, what's going on? Hey, man, welcome back. I always try to watch your channel, but I can't hear it. My phone volume maxed out. Suggestions? Let me see here. I could try to make it a little bit louder, man. Let me see here. Let me know if you can hear me a little bit better. Yeah. So I turned it up a little, like a notch or two. So let me know. I've always been told it's always tough to kind of gauge how loud I am. Sometimes people say I'm too loud. Sometimes it's not. So let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But RB, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, and don't hesitate. Like if the sound is too much, too low, let me know in the chat, and I can always try to adjust it. But keeping it going, week 15. This is where the playoffs, in my opinion, even if the Packers are undefeated at this point, the playoffs start for them, in my opinion. The final four games are always going to be a great indication of where your team, what kind of momentum they're bringing into the playoffs. If your team goes 0 for 4, 1 for 3, it's kind of similar to how the Packers ended the season, unfortunately, in 2025. It could be an indication of a team getting bounced early or a team that could be making a run. And then it's gonna start with the Minnesota Vikings this time in Minnesota. Who knows? JJ McCarthy could be the starter by this point in the season if the Kyler Murray experiment does not work. But I think the Packers are going to be able to handle this team just like they did last year. Even though they split the series, in my opinion, Week 18, the Packers did not play almost a majority of their starters on defense and on offense. So, eh, eh. But I believe by this time the Packers will be playing their starters for sure. So, but yeah, and then they're gonna host the Detroit Lions in Week 16. It's gonna be a good matchup in Lambeau Field. Once again, the Packers swept Detroit last year. I don't think it's going to be as easy as they made it look last year. I think Detroit is going to have a bounce back year. It's going to be a little bit more competitive. I think their offense is going to be a little bit more what we're used to seeing. Sometimes they struggle to be explosive. Sometimes they struggle to run the ball last year in 2025. I don't think that will be the case. And on top of that, their offensive line was banged up. Could be healthier. They added some big pieces. And on top of that, their defense, I think, is also going to be healthier, especially that secondary. They dealt with a lot of injuries. I think at one of the games that we covered, they only had, of their top 6 or 7 defensive backs, safeties, corners, I think at one point they were missing 5 during one of the games that we covered. So, yeah. They're going to be hopefully healthier, and hopefully they give us a great show, man. The Detroit Packer games have always been fun. Let's hope they can continue to do that. Final 2 games. Week 17, they're going to be heading down to sunny Florida in probably early January, late December. So it might actually be pretty nice down there. It might be like 70-degree weather. So that will be fun. The Packers have struggled against Tampa Bay, whether it's been Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have kind of had the Packers' number, especially late in the season. And it doesn't matter if it was Tom Brady or Baker Mayfield. The Packers have been unable to really consistently beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the last time Baker played this team, he had a perfect passer rating in Lambeau Field. He was the first quarterback to ever do that at Lambeau Field. So hopefully the Packers can make Baker's life a little bit more difficult in this Week 17 matchup. Once again, these are my predictions. So in a couple minutes here, once I'm done, we're going to talk about what the actual schedule will be. All right, and then finally, the Packers will finish off the season with the Chicago Bears. And if both of the Packers and the Bears can play either the same or maybe even be better than they were in 2025, this could be a game that could be flexed into a primetime matchup, especially if it's for the division title like it was in 2025, not too long. I think it was week 17. So, yeah, man. I think Chicago is an ascending team. They seem to have gotten better with the draft, and the Packers they need to keep pace, man. They lost 2 out of the 3 matchups. They lost the last 2, including the playoff game. Both times that they lost were utter collapses in the second half, and they are in in a place where they are usually not, and that is being bullied by their neighbor to the south in the Chicago Bears. Hopefully, the Chicago Bears fall apart. As a Packer fan, I would love that, but I'm also a person that does like competitive games. It's fun when the Packers dominate the NFC North for years, but it can get kind of boring. So, if the Bears can be pretty good for a couple years, I would not be mad about it. I just don't want to lose in the playoffs to them. That's the only thing. You can lose in the regular season. I don't care. All right, as long as you make the playoffs and as long as you beat them in the playoffs, all kosher, baby. So, but yeah, but I think this could be a big game, especially if the Packers and the Bears are playing well during this time. So, all right, man, those are my predictions, baby. Let me kind of fan them out here so you can kind of see what has been going on. So yeah, sorry. Boom! I'm gonna get them all on the screen here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there you go, man. That is my predictions for the Green Bay Packers, and we are 2 minutes away from the NFL officially releasing the schedule. So, the Packers did release theirs already a couple minutes ago, so we're gonna look that up. So, look at that. Let's see how wrong, how right I am. All right. Tom Grassi says otherwise about the Bears. He don't like them at all. Don't get me wrong. I dislike the Bears with everything I got. I dislike them more than the Minnesota Vikings, to be quite honest with you. Just because I don't know, man. I don't like their fans. They come up to Wisconsin during the summer. They come up during the spring. They're terrible drivers. They have lake houses up here, which just goes to show why Wisconsin is just better than Chicago or the entire state of Illinois. Like all their people, where do they go to vacation? Where do they go to buy nice property? It's not it's not Chicago, baby. It's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin. So just saying, just saying. But like I said though, I like when Detroit, I like when Chicago, I like when Minnesota are competitive because it makes for really good games. It makes it a really good, interesting season. And on top of that, I don't want the Packers to just beat bad teams. I want them to be able to beat the great teams, teams that are like what Detroit and Minnesota did a couple of years ago in 2024. I want those, but I want the Packers to win because I want them to be great. I don't want them to just be like good enough to be able to beat the bad teams in their division. I want them to be the best team in football. And to be able to do that, you got to beat good teams. So, what's the old saying? Iron sharpens iron. So, yeah. All right, guys. Let's check out what the Packers have in store for us. I'm looking up the Packers schedule here, baby. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. All right, man. Oh, first, dude, I almost freaked out. I saw week one Pittsburgh Steelers. I was like, what? Preseason. Preseason. All right. There it is. Okay. Let's we're gonna mark this up. Sorry, I'm old school. I'm gonna mark it up. So in week one at 3:25 Central Time, the Green Bay Packers will be taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I got that right, baby. But the only difference is they will be playing in Minnesota. I had them hosting. I am going to take that as a win. Maybe. I'll give myself half a point on that one. I'll give myself. We're gonna do a point system. The most I can get is a total of 17 points for getting everything right, right, right team, and at the right location. If I only get the team right, I get half a point. All right. Week two, it'll be the Jets on Sunday in the morning. So I have already gotten that wrong. Dang it. All right. All right. Let me see here. So Biscuits. All right. Week 3, it'll be Atlanta. I had them going up against Detroit. Dang. All right, 1 for 3 so far. It's not gonna get better. I feel like one. Yeah, it's not gonna be looking pretty. Oh boy. All right. I had Chicago in week 4. They have Tampa Bay. Ugh. No bueno. Mm-mm-mm. All right, that'll be a road game in week 4 against Tampa. Holy cow, man. They got the. Dang, dude. Holy cow. Packers are going to have 3 road games out of their first 4, which is actually what I had. I had them home at Minnesota, and then the next 3 games were on the road. So, all right. All right. Week 5 is going to be Chicago in Lambeau Field. So I was 1 week off. I had them playing Chicago in week 5 on the road, though. So, dang it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting many points, to be quite honest with you. Week 6 going up against Dallas in Lambeau Field. That is a prime time game. That's going to be Sunday night. I like that. I like that, man. I like it. Packers better win, dude. All right. Week 6 against Dallas. Sorry, give me one moment here, guys. I'm actually going to try to share my screen here so you guys can actually see it. Sorry. Probably should have done that right away, to be quite honest with you. Where the heck are you? Oh. All right. You're not going to see my face here, but there we go. All right. A little bit better. A little bit better here. So, yeah, the preseason Steelers, Denver, Arizona should be fun. I'm a big preseason guy, to be quite honest with you. I like them. Um, I've only been to one regular season game. I've been to a lot of preseason games. It's a fun atmosphere. It's cheap tickets. It's a great time for like families and stuff like that to go. Plus, on top of that, you get to see a lot of guys that may not be making the roster or may not be playing significant snaps. You get to see them on the field. Great stories. It gives those guys a chance to kind of um, fulfill a dream that they've probably had since they were youngins, at the very least. So it's cool. Anyway, so yeah, week 1, Minnesota. Week 2, Jets. Week 3, Atlanta. Week 4, Tampa Bay. Week 5, Chicago. Week 6, Cowboys. Week 7 at Detroit. That's going to be one of the top games of the week there. That's going to be a mid-afternoon game. So that should be pretty good. Then they're going to go play Carolina on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be on Amazon Prime. Once again, Carolina did beat the Packers in Lambeau Field in 2025, and that's where they're going to be playing again. Hopefully the Packers can flip the script on that one. Week 9, it'll be at New England, or in Foxborough, I should say. So that should be a pretty good one. That's going to be an early November game. Once again, game of the week, mid-afternoon. All right, so the Packers are actually going to get honestly, I like the Week 11 bye. Not lying to you. I like it. Let me see here. So then it's going to be Week 10 against Minnesota. So, wow. The Vikings. So I think the NFL is. I think they're expecting the Vikings to not be good this year, man. because they're that's the last game. That's the last game for the Vikings and the Green Bay Packers in mid-November. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, I feel like I gave up at this point, looking at what I predicted because it was not looking great. So yeah, week 11 bye. I had week 8 as a bye, so not looking great. Hey, look at that! I got a full one there. I got it right. Rams, week 12 on the road. Was that already announced yesterday? Shh. I got it right. It's okay. I got it right. I got it right. Let's go. Week 13, New Orleans going down to the Bayou there in December. So it might be some decent weather there for Jordan Love and the Packers. It's gonna be interesting, man. If the Saints are already kind of in the playoff, or still in the playoff hunt, could be a really good matchup, man. That could be a game that could be flexed if the Saints somehow have a great season and the Packers do the same. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, Packers playing a lot of primetime games. That Rams game is going to be on Netflix. It'll be the Thanksgiving Netflix game. So then the Saints game will be in the early afternoon. And then week 14, Sunday night football at Lambeau Field. The Bills, Josh Allen going to Lambeau. I love it, man. I hope it snows. December 13th, mid-December, good chance. Oh, poor Dolphins, man. Dolphins fans, Chris Lasso, I tried, man. I predicted Miami would go to Lambeau Field in week 5. It would be nice. It probably would have been sunny. Would have been the Dolphins' best chance to get a win in Lambeau Field. But the NFL is not kind to the Dolphins here. They are going to be playing in Lambeau Field in late December, week 15. It's not been great for Miami in cold weather games, and it could be a rough one here. But it'll be interesting, man. Malik Willis could be the starting quarterback still for Miami here. He loves playing the Lambeau. He's done a pretty good job of it. All right, final 3 games. Week 16, Chicago. That is going to be a Christmas game on Netflix. So great. I'm going to have to freaking buy Netflix again. I'm going to have to buy it anyway because there's a lot of games. But okay, Chicago, week 16. They're going to be all right. I got that one wrong. Dang. All right, week 17, Houston going to Lambeau Field. That's going to be a Monday night game. So C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love taking on each other in prime time. That could be a game that could be flexed out potentially if either of these teams is struggling by this point. So, and then finally, the Green Bay Packers are finishing off the year. I had it right. I've had them finishing off the year with an NFC North opponent, but I picked the Chicago Bears. In reality, it's going to be the Detroit Lions. So, all right. Not a whole lot right. I got 2 points out of a possible 18. Dang it. But holy cow, man. This is just a really weird schedule, man. A really, really weird schedule. I'm gonna have to look at it all at once. So I'm gonna have to find like somebody doing like a little bit of a nice little screenshot where it's not so spaced out. But yeah, man, you got a lot of right here, right off the bat, a lot of road games to start out the season. So yeah, they're playing 4 out of. Let me see here. We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 3 out of their first 4 games are going to be on the road. Then They're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth on the road, at home, on the road, at home, bye week, on the road, on the road. And then they're going to have back to back home games against Buffalo and Miami. So two AFC East opponents there. And then they play Chicago on the road, but then they finish off the season at home against two really, really good competitive teams. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, they play 3 out of the 4 NFC South game teams in the first 8 weeks. They play Atlanta and Tampa Bay back to back in week 3 and 4, and then they play Carolina 4 weeks later in week 8. And then they don't play another team from that division. Or am I wrong? Yeah, they don't play it. The next team is the Saints in week 13, so a decent gap. When it comes to the AFC East, they play the Jets early in the season, and then there's a little bit of a gap. They don't play another AFC East team until week 9, so almost 2 months later, 7 weeks. And then they play once again. They play the remaining 2 in week 14 and 15. Okay. Once again, I'm surprised that they play Minnesota both times so early. They play them in week 1, and then they play them again in week 10, and that is it. That is their first chance to be able to sweep a team from their own division in the first 10 weeks. And how many primetime games are they playing here? We got Thursday night against Atlanta, Sunday night against the Cowboys, Thursday night again against Carolina. Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Netflix. Then they got Sunday night against the Bills. And then they finish off with a Monday night matchup against the Houston Texans. So right off the bat, 6 prime time games for the Green Bay Packers. You know, whether that's Thursday, Sunday night, or Monday night, that's 6 games. So a third of their schedule is going to be in prime time. And then they play the Patriots, the Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears, and the Minnesota Vikings on what they call America's Game of the Week. So that's kind of those mid to late afternoon games. So there's right there. That's another 4. So yeah, the Packers are not playing a whole lot on, not really playing really early on Sunday for most of the season. That's what's only 7 other games that they would be playing 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock games, depending on where you are. And even then, this Detroit game could be flexed into a later. There's no time, so that could be flexed a little bit later. Obviously, some of these other games could be flexed as well, like Chicago. If Green Bay and Chicago are also playing really well, like they did in 2025, this game could be pushed to 3 or even later. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So yeah, they can't be. I think the earliest they can flex games out is what, week 14 potentially, maybe week 12. So it says right here, the season flexible scheduling for Sunday may be used up to twice between week 5 and 10, and then the NFL's discretion during week 11 through the 17th. Okay, gotcha. All right, man. Yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts, man. Holy cow. All right. All right, let me look. Um, Let me look at the overall NFL schedule. Anything? I'm gonna try to pick a game from every week to talk about at least right now. Like I said, we're gonna still be doing our Friday night hangout tomorrow, and I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into the NFL schedule tomorrow. So let's check it out. Hmm. Come on, give me a clean look at the schedule here. All right. So this is not a surprise. This was announced a couple of months ago. Uh, on Sunday night, September 9th, the first game of the season, the opener is going to be against the Patriots and the Seahawks in Seattle. Once again, that is September 9th, so that should be a really, really good matchup. The first international game, this one is going to be in all the way in Australia, the land down under. It'll be the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. That is going to be taking place at 7:35 p.m. Does it say Central Time? I don't know. All right, that's going to be on Netflix. So I have to get Netflix. Dang it. All right. The first Sunday game, or first set of Sunday games, it looks like it's going to be Bears, Panthers, Buccaneers, Bengals, Saints, Lions, Bills, Texans, Ravens, Colts, Browns, Jags. See anything that pops out right off the bat here? Jets and Titans. That could be a little bit of an underrated game in Week 1. That's going to be on the 13th. Cardinals and Chargers play at 3 o'clock, and then the Dolphins, Raiders, Packers, Vikings, Commanders, Eagles. Okay. Sunday night is going to be Cowboys and Giants. I feel like that's almost a tradition at this point. I feel like they've played each other in Week 1 for, I mean, what probably has to be close to like 6 out of the last 7 to 9 seasons. So pretty good. First Monday night game is going to be Broncos and Chiefs. Let's go. I like it. All right, let's go to week 2. Lions and Bills to open up week 2 on Thursday night. It's going to be the first Prime Amazon Prime game of the season. Let's see here. Packers playing the Jets early on Sunday of week 2. Uh, let's see the later games. Jags and Broncos at 3. Chargers, Raiders at 3. Anything that kind of pops out. Commanders and Cowboys, man. Jaden Daniels, man. Hopefully he stays healthy this season. And that could be a really good matchup, man. If the Commanders can get back on track, if they can get back to where they were in 2024, it's gonna be that could be a really fun game. Sunday night, Colts and Chiefs. If Mahomes is healthy, could be a really good game. But I feel like both Daniel Jones and Pat Mahomes may not be healthy for that game. Or if not, it's going to be close. All right. And then Monday night is going to be Giants, really? Wow, the Giants Sunday night in week 1 and now Monday night in week 2. Okay. They're going up against the Rams on Monday night. Okay. All right. Thursday night will be Falcons and Packers. Let me see. Sunday, Trying to pick a game that is going to be could be really good. Something that we would probably, hopefully, get. Patriots and Jags could be decent there. It's an early afternoon game. Patriots and Jags. Chiefs and Dolphins could be pretty interesting. Seahawks Commanders. Once again, I'm always excited to see Jaden Daniels. Man, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch in 2024. Raiders and Saints at 3 o'clock, 3:30 on CBS. Two young quarterbacks. Mendoza going up against Shaw. Could be pretty good. That I hope. We might be, unfortunately, I might be stuck with the Vikings and Buccaneers game, but I hope I get to watch that Raiders and Saints game because that could be a good one. There's going to be an international game on Sunday. That's going to be Ravens and Cowboys in Brazil. Sunday night, Rams and Broncos. Could be good. Could be good. And then Monday night, Eagles and Bears. Oh, I think, dude, what was it? The Eagles and the Bears in 2025? Was that the game? That was like one of the worst games I've seen in a long time. The Eagles had a lot of bad games in 2025, to be quite honest with you. Pretty bad. All right, Steelers and Browns on Thursday night. Those are always pretty good, to be honest with you. Even though neither team has been spectacular the last couple seasons or the last 5 years, to be quite honest with you. Mostly the Steelers in the last 5 years. Their games are always great. They're usually pretty damn good. On October 4th, so Sunday night at 8:30 in the morning, that's going to be a London game. It'll be the Colts and the Commanders. I am going to try to wake up early enough to do one of these games. I will keep you guys posted. So, but yeah. Early afternoon game, Patriots and Bills. Could be a good one. Could be a good one. Your local Week 14 Sunday night. That's gonna be fun. Yes, it is, my dude. It's gonna be very, very fun. Yeah, man. I'm hoping it lives up to the hype, man. Lambeau Field potentially snowing. Oh. Josh Allen, Jordan Love, just chucking balls in the Lambeau Field air right there on prime time. Come on, man. Dude, I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping both of them are healthy. It snows just a little bit, maybe not a blizzard, just a little bit. Let's go. Come on. Give it to us. If I ask anything of the football gods this season, it is keep Jordan Love healthy and give us a snow globe game against the Bills in Lambeau Field. Come on. You do know your track record in snow games, right? We don't lose. I'll take it. To be quite honest with you, I'll take it. I don't want them to lose. I don't want the Packers to lose at home in the snow. But if it's going to be a close game and that's what it takes for me to get a snow game, just if we lose, just give me a show, man. Give me a freaking show. Give me a shootout with some turnovers. These quarterbacks, I'm talking 3-4 touchdowns, but maybe a turnover or two from each side. All right? Just give me chaos. That's all I ask for. I'm like Russell Crowe in The Gladiator. All right. Are you not entertained? Keep me entertained. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's keep it moving, baby. Keep it moving. But like I said, Bills and Patriots, Week 3, early afternoon, could be good. Packers, Buccaneers. Honestly, I could see the primetime games on in week 3 not being great. Lions and Panthers, eh. Falcons and Saints, eh. But yeah. But your loco, is there any of the Bills games that you're interested in outside of maybe the Packer game? Let me know. What do you think of the Bills' schedule so far, my man? Actually, let's look at the Bills. We got a Bills fan in the chat, man. Let's look at the Bills here. Where are you? Buffalo. There we go. All right, Buffalo in week 1, Bills and Texans. Okay. Week 2, Lions and Bills. That could be a good game if Detroit is back on track. Chargers and Bills week 3. Okay. All right. Patriots and Bills, like I said, week 4. That should be a good matchup. Week 5, Bills and Rams, primetime, Monday Night Football. All right, week 6, it'll be Josh Allen against Mendoza and the Raiders. It's gonna be fun. Ooh, okay, and relatively early bye week for the Bills. That's gonna be week 7. It's gonna be their bye week. Ooh, then they come back to face Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in week 8. That is going to be a good matchup, man. What was it? Week 1, Ravens and Bills. The Bills coming back from behind in the final, like what was it, like the final 4 minutes to beat Lamar and Derrick Henry. Week 9, Bills and Vikings. Another Monday night game. To be fair, JJ McCarthy, I think his record on Monday night is like 2-1 or something like that. So if he's the starting quarterback, man, he could pull off an upset here. Week 10, Bills against their rival Jets. Okay. Like I said, I think the Jets are going to be more competitive this year. I don't think they're going to win a ton of games. I think for the Jets, you want, if you get 6 to 7 wins and the rest of even the majority of your losses, if they're competitive in those games, I think Jets fans will be happy. They just want to see a competitive team, competent coaching, and some flashes from some quarterbacks, somebody. Week 11, Dolphins and the Bills. Should be a good matchup there. Malik Willis taking on Josh Allen. And then, of course, the obligatory Chiefs and Bills matchup late in the season. So Mahomes and Josh should be playing in that game. That's going to be a primetime Sunday night matchup. That should be a fun one. Bills and Patriots. Another good one. And then obviously week 14, Sunday night in Lambeau Field, Bills, Packers. Let's freaking go. Week 15, it's going to be... I don't know what this is. It's a night game on CBS. What the heck is this? I'll have to look this up. Is that No, it's not Black Friday. What the heck is this? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's going to be a Saturday game? Damn it. All right. All right. So that week 15 matchup against the Bears is going to be on a Saturday there for the Bills. Saturday night, by the way. Week 16, Bills and Broncos. So a rematch of the divisional round. A controversial finish. And then they finish off with 2 AFC East foes. It'll be Dolphins and Bills week 17, and then the Bills will finish off the season with the New York Jets. Okay. All right, man. I like it. If you guys get a chance, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. David Stegosaurus. What's going on, my man? Long time no see, my dude. Dude, I got so excited as soon as I saw that green dinosaur right there, man. I was like, the myth, the legend. He's back. I'm back and better than ever. David's back. But David, how are you, my man? How have you been? How's the week treating you, man? How's the week treating you? And if you're just joining us, yes, I will be live tomorrow for our Sunday night hangout. I was trying to be live yesterday. Did not happen. Did not have enough time to kind of get everything situated. It's been a weird week. Really, really weird week. Honestly, last weekend kind of threw me off. I was in Milwaukee, Mother's Day. Didn't get home until Monday, very late Monday. And then I had to work on at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and it was a whole thing, man. It was weird. Even today, I got out. I didn't get out of work until like 20 minutes after. I should have been already home probably. So things got a little tight. Got a little tight this week. How was it? The nieces, nephews, flag football game? Let's go. Heck yeah. Practice for 4 or 5 year olds. 2 weeks ago was baseball. Ooh, there we go. Nice, dude. Let's go. It's been a week. Did I miss anything awesome from the scheduled release? Nothing too crazy. So the Packers, they're going to be playing a lot of road games early. They play 3 road games in their first 4 games. So, let's see here. Yeah, they play Minnesota week 1. That's going to be at Minnesota. They play the Jets in week 2, Atlanta in week 3, Tampa Bay after that, Chicago in Lambeau Field week 5. They get Dallas on Sunday night in week 6. Detroit in week 7. Week 8 is Carolina. That's going to be a Thursday game. Amazon Prime Thursday game. Week 9, Patriots. Week 10, the second game against Minnesota. So to me, that is an indication that the NFL does not think that Minnesota is going to be competitive this season, because otherwise I think they would have pushed a divisional game later in the season. So I think the NFL is down on the Minnesota Vikings, as they should be. Because how dare they? Packers get a week 11 bye, so a little bit late, but it could be good. Rams and Packers is going to be on a Wednesday. I think that's the day after. I think that's going to be on Netflix, I should say. So yeah. Let me see here. Eben got the new. Holy cow! We got a new picture here, my man. Let's go. Yo, yo, it's Eben. School's coming to a close and my classes are getting easier. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Heck yeah, brother. Eben, good to see you, my dude. How you doing? How's the family doing? How's the dad doing? It's always good to hear if he's doing well. And on top of that, man, nice job in school, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. You only got another, like a week or 2? You got this, my man. Good to see you, dude. And if you guys get a chance, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Helps out the video, helps out the channel. But yeah, after the Rams game, they got the Saints week 13. They got the Bills Sunday night, man. That's gonna be my hopefully Sunday night in Lambeau. Hopefully it's snowing. So Buffalo Bills, man. 15 days, I believe. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, dude, let's go. Then it's gonna be summertime, baby. Get to relax just a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, but that Week 14 game, man. Josh Allen, Jordan Love, two guys that are entering. They're gonna be playing this season for the first time as fathers, or as I like to call them, Papa Love, Papa Allen. Two dads going at it on Sunday night here, going up against each other. Let's go. Week 15, it'll be Malik Willis and the Miami Dolphins headed to Lambeau Field in late December, man. It's going to be a tough one for the Dolphins. And then it goes Week 16, Chicago at Chicago. Week 17, Houston going to Lambeau Field. That's going to be a Monday night game. And then finally, the Packers finish off the season with the Detroit Lions. Eben, your Detroit Lions, in Week 18, man. Let's go. Yeah, so Detroit and the Packers, they play Week 7. So that's October 25th. And then finally, season final there for the Packers and Detroit. Let's go. Haha, Dolphins in December. Historically, not, I know, man. If you guys get a chance, I did do my predictions early in this on this live stream. I think I'll put a basically in the description. I'll kind of show you where I'll tell you where I basically where I started it. I got a little bit of a late start to the stream, so the first I would say 15-ish minutes are kind of me just working on some stuff. So I am talking, but it might not be the most exciting. So yeah, if you skip about 12 or 15 minutes after this, you can look at my predictions. I predicted I did not get many points. I predicted Minnesota correctly, and that was just about it. I did try to get Miami in week 5 for Chris Lasso. I was trying to give the Miami Dolphins a little bit of an early Lambeau Field game, but the NFL said no. We like frozen sushi, apparently. So yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting one, man. It's gonna be an interesting schedule. It's very, very weird. The good news is the Packers finish off the season with two back-to-back home games. They actually finish with 3 home games out of their last 4. Let's see here, 1, 2. Actually, sorry. Of their final 5 games, 4 of them are at home. So there you go. Yeah, it goes Bills, Miami at home, Chicago on the road, and then Houston and Detroit at home. So I think the NFL schedule maker was being nice to the Packers, I think. We'll take it. Let's check it out here. Trying to see. All right, let's check out Detroit. While we have Eben and David, I'm going to check out Detroit and Kansas City's schedule here. As a thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate you for popping in here. Come on. So let's just go down the line here and go Detroit. So Detroit is going to start out the season with the Saints. I actually do like that matchup, man. I'm gonna want to see what the Saints have in store for the NFL, man, because that is a team that could make the jump. If there's a single team that looked bad in 2025 that can make the jump to a playoff contender, I think the Saints are one of the top teams in the NFC. Week 2, Bills and Lions, really good matchup. Jets and Lions, week 3. Lions and Panthers in week 4. Panthers could be a sneaky team, man. I mean, I know we are going to make fun of them for being 7-9 or 8-9 and making the playoffs, but they look good sometimes, man. They beat the Packers in Lambeau. Week 5, Lions and Cardinals. An early bye for Detroit, man. Week 6. And then they get to... Let's see here. God, man, the NFL website is just awful. Hold on. It doesn't say whether it's on the road or at home. So give me 1 second. The NFL needs to get its poop together here, man. All right, there we go. All right, so where were we? It was all right. They got a bye in week 6, week 8, Green Bay. That's going to be at home. There we go for Detroit. Then they go stay at home against Minnesota in week 8. On the road to Miami. Then they got 3 consecutive home games, basically through the latter half of November there. They got New England on November 15th. 7 days later, they host Tampa Bay, and then 4 days later I think that's, is that a Christmas? No, not Christmas. Thanksgiving game. They host Chicago. So that's gonna be a tough stretch right there. AFC champion Patriots, Tampa Bay, who's always plays pretty well. And then Chicago, a divisional rival there. Even though they're all at home, that's a tough stretch right there. Then they go on the road to Atlanta to start out December. Tennessee, they host them in Detroit. They go on the road to Minnesota, week 15. Week 16, New York. And then the Lions finish off the season with back-to-back road games against Chicago and Green Bay. So that could be a tough stretch. So yeah, their final divisional games, Minnesota in week 15, Chicago in week 17, and the season final against Green Bay, all on the road. Damn. That's tough. The schedule maker was not nice to the Detroit Lions this year. Yes. 4 out of their final 6 games are on the road. 3 of them against divisional rivals. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on your team or any game. Let me know. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just kind of rambling. All right, Kansas City going to start out the season on Monday night against the Denver Broncos. There we go. Trying to remember. The Broncos, were they the number 1 seed? Keep on forgetting. Can't remember if it was New England or the Broncos. It was the Broncos. Okay, gotcha. All right. So yeah, so it'll be the team that won the division last year, the Denver Broncos. They are going to be going to Kansas City to take on the dynasty that has been the Kansas City Chiefs, who had a down year. So Mahomes, there's a chance Mahomes may not be playing in this game. All right, week 2, Indianapolis could be a good one. Miami in week 3, Las Vegas in week 4. So Mendoza, that could be maybe the first game that Mahomes comes back in if he does miss time. Kansas City getting an early bye week 5. That could be a good thing, especially if Mahomes is unable to kind of get going, or if he's kind of just on the, just kind of like the week 3, week 4, he might go, he might not. Might be just better to go through the bye week and see where you are. Then they go against the Chargers on week 6 after the bye. Then they go up against the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks week 7. They play the Broncos a second time, this time in Mile High. They play the Jets week 9, Atlanta week 10, Arizona week 11, Buffalo week 12. Circle that in your calendars. That's going to be a Sunday night matchup in week 12. And then a short week. Actually, no, hold on. No, it's actually going to be a full week because that week 12 matchup is not going to, it's going to be on NBC, but it's not going to be a Sunday night game. It's going to be a Thursday night game. My bad. And then a week later on Prime Video, they play the Rams there. Okay, so giving the Kansas City Chiefs a little bit of a break there, especially because I think the Arizona game is going to be the 22nd of November. Then 4 days later, they got to play the Bills. So that's why. Gotcha. Then 10 days after they play the Rams on Thursday night, they go to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 10 days later. So nice little gap there. Then their final 4 games are New England, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the Raiders. It's a tough stretch right there, man. Holy cow. The final 7 games for Kansas City: Buffalo, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers, and the Raiders. And the first 3 games of that 7-game stretch, all on the road. Yeah, Buffalo on the road, Los Angeles on the road, Cincinnati on the road. Dang, dude, and all of those games. All right, man. But yeah, I think the Packers are going to be. I think I like the schedule, to be honest with you, for the Packers. I think if it goes exactly where they want it to be, I like that the Minnesota games are kind of out of the way kind of early, just because I don't really trust the Vikings to be a good team. They could be a competitive team, but I don't think they're going to be a good team or a great team. I think 2024 was a flash in the pan. I think that was Sam Darnold doing a great job of taking care of the ball, being aggressive at the right time. Obviously, the running game, the defense was great. They were healthy. That was the big thing for 2025, that they were not. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I think Minnesota's going to have another down year, but it could be at least an indication of where they need to be in heading into 2027. I think if JJ does not take over the starting job, I think you're going to be seeing the end of JJ McCarthy's time in Minnesota. I would not be surprised if he gets traded in the offseason, if he has any trade value, if he doesn't play much at all in 2026. Like if you're the Vikings, you want Kyler Murray. I don't want to say you want to see him struggle, but you want to see JJ beat him handedly. You don't want to be like they don't they like, you don't want to be like yeah they both didn't play well. So we're kind of like I think if they both are about the same, I think you go with JJ. You invested a top 10, top 12 pick on him. He's younger, has potentially more room to grow. I don't think he has a higher ceiling, but more room to grow. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, the Packers are gonna be in a good spot, man. I like their bye week. I like the way that they're starting out the season on the road, but with teams that they don't play too often. So that could be kind of in their favor, and then they finish off the season mostly at home. So pretty good. Plus, they play a lot of primetime games, which is perfect. That's gonna give me more flexibility during the early afternoon games. Because when the Packers play, I do every Packer game, so there's no question that I'm going to be doing that. So it allows me to kind of maybe pick some teams, watch some teams that I usually would not be able to. So, yeah. David, for having a crap record last year, they still seem to be playing some good teams. True. True, 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 true. Very true. That would allow you to stream some Panther games. Oh, God. No! Honest, I mean, if they're good, I'm going to say this right now. I don't care. Just give me a good game. Just give me a good game. That's all I ask. But like teams that I don't really get a chance to watch, like it's gonna be weird. I do want to watch the Miami and even maybe a Jet game or two. I want to see what those teams look like. At least right away, like early in the season. While maybe the high is still there. Um, Tennessee is another team that could take a jump. Like we got one Tennessee game last year, I think. Maybe. I know we had two Jets games early on. I think we did the Jets and the and Rogers. I think in week 1 or week 2? We had a couple Dolphin games. Not too eventful, to be quite honest with you. Raiders games weren't too exciting, but could be more exciting with Mendoza at quarterback. I'm excited to see the Saints, man. That could be an exciting team. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just like when the Packers play later because it gives me a little bit more flexibility in terms of picking the games in the early afternoon. Jets, go Black Kitties. Yeah. Jets are green and white and crap all over. Couldn't intercept the baby's candy. 100%, man. 100%. I can't remember. I think their one turnover last year was a fumble. So we all had as many interceptions as the entire Jets team did last year. So, you know, you can put that on your resume. I tied an NFL team in interceptions in 2025. You don't need to let them know it's the Jets, but you can put that under other skills. You know, Microsoft Word, Adobe Photoshop, and I had as many interceptions as an NFL team in 2025. No. Holy cow. I just saw this. The Dolphins have re signed Devin Achan to a 4-year, $64 million contract. Ooh, baby. Baby, baby. So that is a $16 million per year average there. It's got to be just ahead of rookie running back from Arizona there. So that is what, the third highest running back paid. You see, the deal includes $32 million guaranteed. The $16 million average makes Achan the third highest. There we go, third highest running back in the NFL. Okay. I think well deserved, man. Devin Achan has basically been the Dolphins' offense for, I want to say 3 years, but for sure the last two. 100% for the last two. So congratulations to Achan, man. Finally got his big payday. So after having to suffer through some pretty bad seasons over there in Miami. Sorry, I'm reading up on offensive assistant mandate that the NFL just axed. So the NFL wrestling. Gotcha. Okay. It's another topic for another day. I'm not gonna talk about that now. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I just saw that HN news right now, so all right. That's actually. Let me look here. What is Mendoza's first game gonna be here? Week 1. That is gonna be against Miami. Oh snap! Malik Willis going up against Mendoza in week 1. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. NFL news there. Anyway, all right, guys. Do you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about before I head out, man? I kind of mentioned all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Once again, I'll be looking at the rest of the NFL schedule. We will still be doing our hangout tomorrow for Friday night. Friday nights are not going to change unless something crazy happens, and even then, I will let you know. So the one consistent is always going to be Friday night. I try to get this out earlier on Wednesday, but once again, the week was very, very weird. So kind of doing back-to-back streams here. So it doesn't happen too often, but I wanted to make sure I got my predictions out before the NFL schedule, and then on top of that, we could talk about the NFL schedule a little bit today. So, but yeah, man. Captain Deus Ex, you serious? Captain, what's going on, buddy? It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. And Captain, your Bills, man, they're going to be going to Lambeau Field late in the season, man. It's going to be a good matchup. Josh Allen, Jordan Love. But yeah. David, I'm sorry to Malik Willis, but the Bills going to smoke them. Smoke them. Yeah, hopefully Malik has a good year, man. Cause it seems like a good dude. I feel like he, as soon as he signed, half of his weapons either were traded, released. So yeah, so hopefully he can kind of survive this year and have a solid year. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. Well, you don't want them to be winning Super Bowls right now, you know. They gotta make sure that the Packers, the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Lions maybe have a little bit of a chance. All right, guys. Gonna be heading out here in a few seconds, but if you get a chance, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. It helps out the channel, helps out the video a ton. Thank you so much, man. If you're coming in late and you get a chance, go back. You can skip probably to about the 12-minute mark. That's when I start giving my predictions. It might be even earlier than that. It might be closer to 8 minutes. I did give my predictions for the Packers schedule. I got the first team right. I got the Minnesota Vikings in week 1. And then after that, nothing. I did get the Rams game correct exactly, but I knew about that as of yesterday. So it's not cheating. It's not cheating, all right? I'm looking at the Bills schedule right now. Nice opener, David, for the Bills. Yeah, man. The Bills have a pretty decent schedule, man. They have a competitive one, very competitive schedule. They're playing a good amount of teams that made the playoffs last year. You know, a rematch against the Broncos, another match against the Chiefs. I think in like November, so Mahomes should be healthy for that game. Again, Packers in Lambeau should be good. So yeah. While Bills take an early bye, then yes, they do. It's another thing too, an early bye for the Bills. Thanksgiving Bills, KC, I don't know who else. Yeah. Should be good though. Should be a good matchup. The Bills and Chiefs games are always good. It's especially ever since the Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes era. It's rare that they have disappointed. All right, before I go, let me double check if there's any NFL news that I may have forgotten. Oh, okay. Steelers, as of 3 days ago, sorry, it's been a while. As of 3 days ago, Chris Boswell, the kicker for the Steelers, has signed a 4-year, $28 million contract. That's a $7 million average that ties him with Brandon Aubrey for the highest paid kicker in NFL history. So, yeah, not too surprised, man. Boswell, Aubrey, two out of the four, what I would consider elite kickers in the NFL. You should go to Allen versus Love, Dave. You would love that matchup. 100%, man. We are going to be definitely streaming that game. It's a primetime game. It's a Packer game. I mean, it's double, triple stamped, baby. We're streaming that one. Oh, you're saying I should go to that game? Oh, dude, it would be so much fun. It would be so much fun to go to that game. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the tickets would be insane. The ticket prices for that game are going to be incredibly high. I'm assuming even for like nosebleeds, we're talking 180 to probably over $200 at minimum, bare minimum. Dave, breaking news for Bass. Uh oh. What's going on, man? Kick his ass, Seabass. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, Tyler Bass, he is the only kicker on the Bills roster. They released Maddox Trujillo. Trujillo. Okay, nice. There we go, okay. Good for Bass, man. A little job security there. He better start making kicks, though. David, I'm pleased to say that the Bills kicker Tyler Bass will be back in 2026. Nice. Heck yeah, man. Good for Bass, man. That was a weird year, man. In 2025, like there was talks of him coming back within the first couple of weeks. Then it was like, mid-season, maybe November. Psych, December, he'll be back for the playoffs, and it just never happened, man. Just never happened. So, yeah, the good news for him, I'm pretty sure they signed him to a big contract. So I don't know if they could have moved on from him, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, I guess they could have. It was only a 4-year contract, so see, that's one, two. So yeah, this is the final year of what looks like his 4-year contract. Let me double check though. Tyler Bass and the Buffalo Bills agreed to restructure a 2-year, $6.7 million contract in March of 2026, which includes $1 million guaranteed. After missing the 2025 season due to injury, he took a pay cut, though he can earn the money back through various performance escalators and incentives. Okay. So yeah, that was a clear indication. Like they're like, hey man, you got to take a pay cut. We'll give it back to you in like incentives, but you gotta. I mean, we paid you a lot of money in 2025, and you didn't do anything. So they pick up Bass for your fantasy. He does good. I might have to, my man, but he better be healthy. All right. If he gets hurt again, I'm gonna be looking at you, Captain. Let me know, guys. I'm gonna let me see here. I'm gonna wait about a month. I'm gonna probably wait until after I get back from my trip in June. But would you guys be interested in doing a fantasy league, a football fantasy league for the channel? If I set it up through Patreon, would you guys be interested? You know he's healthy. That's true. He is healthy right now, so that's a good news. That's the good news. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on him during training camp. How about TMR? You talk about all the injury updates for 2026, 2027. How about tomorrow? You talk about the injury updates for 2026. Um. Uh, Sorry. Hmm. Oh yeah. Maybe not tomorrow because I think tomorrow I'm gonna do a deep dive on the rest of the league schedule, and I'm gonna try to do my top 10, top 12 matchups of the entire league from so far what I'm seeing. And obviously I might not do some of the like the last 2 or 3 weeks because those can be flexed out quite a bit. Um, but yeah, but don't worry. When it comes to like NFL updates, injury updates, we'll do them. It's gonna be a long off season, man. We're only in the middle of May. We got June, we got July, we got even August is not the most exciting um, stuff here. So I would maybe be interested. I would figure out how the Patreon thing works. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. The only reason I want to do the Patreon thing is just to make sure that we get people that do want to join or that do join. I want them to be kind of committed to kind of doing the whole thing. And yeah, like we'll do like weekly updates. I'll post them on the Patreon. Um, stuff like that. And then like trying to think here, especially when it comes to that. Like I would really want to do a lot of cool stuff for you guys as like a thank you for for joining not only the Patreon but joining the league as well, stuff like that. And then yeah, like the whoever wins, man, like we'll do it. If I have to, I'll buy a crown. I'll buy whatever you guys whatever we want to agree on. What can be like the thing. Obviously, give you guys a shout out on the channel for sure. Like we can put you we can put you like on the bottom here, like a rolling ticker on one of the hangouts or a couple of the hangouts. Like whatever you guys want, man. Especially if you win the league, you let me know. Before preseason, I meant. Oh yeah, yeah, gotcha. Oh yeah, for sure. Can do for sure. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do the, especially for like the updates, the injury updates for sure. But the fantasy league, I usually wait until either the second or third week of the preseason because like the amount of injuries that happen, man, so much. Because if you do it too early, like sometimes like three or four of your players are just done. So we'll probably do it sometime around then. So sometime around August, if we can get enough people. You should have the winner's name on the helmet shelf for a week. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Heck yeah. There we go. I like it. Trying to think here. So I could do a text right on like on software. But I might take it. I got some ideas. I do like the name on the shelf, but I got some ideas. Okay. All right. What I mean is I got some ideas to make that a reality, but in a cool way, in a very unique way. Hmm. 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 I like it. I like it. See, man, I missed you, David. I missed all of you guys, man. Honestly, I missed you, dude. I can't wait to get back into a rhythm, man, into the season. But this off season is gonna be interesting, man. We're gonna be growing this channel. A lot of the graphics I hope are gonna be taking another step, just like they did from 2024 to 2025, 2026. I'm gonna try to make these graphics, everything that you see, thumbnails, scoreboards, even intros. I'm gonna try to kind of be doing all that stuff. So anyway, Captain Bills has a great game week 2 versus Jared Goff, and the Lions. David Guerra is Detroit only on Prime Video. Yeah, I think that is a Prime Video game. I think it's the first game of week 2. Should be a really good matchup, and yes, I will definitely be streaming all the primetime games, man. Every single primetime game we will always do. Yeah, and unfortunately, I will be doing the Netflix games as well. So that way you don't have to pay Netflix the money. I will. The only thing that I ask is you leave a like and subscribe, and if you like, maybe share it with somebody else. And you know, if you don't like me too much, send it to your enemies, man. You'll be like, hey, you'll love this guy. Make him suffer, okay? Why should you be the only one that suffers? Dave, tape the winner's game on your cheese head. That's another one. Yeah. I could tape it to like this side right here, and I can even wear it. So that way it's right here. And CBS Prime Time. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Doesn't CBS have a couple primetime games this year too? Jeez, they're trying to compete with NBC, I think. Yeah, because I think some of the primetime CBS games are on Saturday. Even though I think those games are later in the season. So, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year, man. There's gonna be a lot of games, a lot of like as the games are kind of being individually sold. It's making it harder for normal people that just watch a game or two per week. It's making it harder for them to find that game. But for guys like weirdos like me, like Tom Grassi, Brandon Perna, guys that try to do almost every single game, it makes it somewhat easier, but it makes it more expensive, if that makes sense. Makes it easier to find that game because you're like, oh, it doesn't have to compete with other games. It's its own individual game that day or that time slot. So it's making it easy to watch it that in that way, but it's also once again, it's another thing you got to pay for, and it's on top of that, it's if you're not fully invested in like watching deep NFL games every week, every day, then it's just not going to be great for the everyday consumer in my opinion. So week one prime time for Bills. Let's go. Hope Allen has a better season with the new coach. Yeah. Hey man, he's gonna have that papa strength, man, that dad strength. Yeah. Seastrom. Good morning. How you doing? How you doing? Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to Seastrom. I think I shouted you out a couple weeks ago, but I kind of did it as I was kind of heading out. Seastrom, thank you so much, man, for joining the Patreon, my man. Like seriously, it means a ton. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So shout out to you, my man. Doing okay. There you go. There you go. Captain Pete Carmichael Jr. took Joe Barry's old spot. Hmm. Oh, oh yeah, no problem. Hey, yeah, man. The Bills are like there's a lot of movement, man. A lot of movement this year when it comes to head coaches, obviously defensive and offensive coordinators, because those are the guys that are usually next up for those head coaching jobs. Um, yeah, you saw a lot of just a lot of things change for some of the top teams in the NFL, like the Packers, trading away Rashawn Gary, trading a lot. You know, they moved a lot. Bills moved on from a lot of guys. The Patriots moved on from their number one receiver last year, and Stephon Diggs. The Seahawks, for the most part, they stayed the same, but they added more pieces to that defense. So yeah, still need to see all the schedules. Any standouts? Um, Off the top of my head, Bills and Packers week 14 in Lambeau Field late December should be a good one. Should be a really good one. Opening game is going to be a rematch of Super Bowl 60. Hopefully, the Patriots' offensive line plays better to give us a better game. Let me see here. Week two, Detroit and Buffalo to open up week two on Amazon Prime. I think the Cowboys have an international. Yes, they do. They have Rio de Janeiro. I think they play in Brazil, from what I remember. Sorry, there's been so many dang games, and I will be doing a deeper breakdown tomorrow for our Friday night hangout. But yes. Cowboys, I think, are playing, but that's in Brazil against the Ravens. Yes, let's go. Yeah, Dallas will be playing the Ravens in Rio de Janeiro, but I see you on September 27th. So there you go. Captain Bills fire this season. Let's hope, man. I'm hoping it's the Bills finally get a chance to at least reach the Super Bowl. You know, that's not me trying to favor anybody else. I'm just trying to change it up a little bit, trying to give some teams that we haven't really seen in the Super Bowl in a while. See, Strum, do y'all play the Bears this year? Yes, we do. We play them twice. Every year. Every year. I'd be rooting for the Packers then. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yes, the Packers play Chicago in Week 5 in Lambeau. No, no, in Chicago in Week 5, and then they play them in Week 16 at Lambeau Field. So the third to last game of the NFL season will be Chicago. So yeah, so it should be pretty good. Anyways, guess we'll have to wait and see. Hope the Eagles don't get a three-peat for the division this year. Oh yeah, they did win back to back. Wasn't that the first time in like I think in the entire NFC East history since they moved to the four divisions in each conference? Isn't that the first time that a team won back to back? Interesting. I saw the Bills in the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. Uh-oh. I think the infamous or famous two words are about to pop out right now. The ugliest words in the Bills' history. David could be about to type it in there. But that's hilarious. I saw and he's David's like, no, 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 no. I already saw them in 4 Super Bowls. It was not good. It was not good. Oh wait, do we know bye weeks too? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The Packers have a week 11 bye week. Let me double check that. Oh, come on. Come on. Cowboys have a 14. Holy shnikes. They have a late season bye week. The Cowboys don't have a bye week until week 14 out of a week 18 season. Holy crap. Yeah, their bye week is not until mid-December. The Cowboys. Damn. The Packers bye week, let me double check it, is week 11. There we go. First time in like, gosh, 15 years, not longer than I've been watching football, that's for sure. Yep. Yep. I can't remember if, yeah, I don't know if the Eagles were the first team to win it or the first team to win it in like a long time. Like you would have to go back to like before 2006, if not, once again. Because I know in 2007 is when I really started to like watch every single season. And I know since then it's been every other team. Or it's been at least not the same team back to back. So I'm not sure. So let me see here. I heard the Cowboys bye week is being donated to the Giants. And the Giants are like, please take the money, man. We need the extra week. We got a running back and a quarterback that they just throw their head into linebackers and defensive linemen. Like I think last year we saw one of them without a helmet just headbutting people. Seastrom, oh my goodness. Get ready, David. Where to see the Bills' new home in week. Oh, they got the new stadium up. Hey, let's go. Let me see here. New stadium. The new Highmark Stadium is scheduled to officially. Oh, hold up. Sorry. Officially open on Thursday, September 17th, when the Buffalo Bills play host to the Detroit Lions for a Week 2 primetime matchup on Amazon Prime. Oh, nice. So we're gonna be streaming that game here on the channel. The 2 point. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. $2.1 billion stadium project is on track to be completed in the summer of 2026, with the official inauguration event expected on August 8th. Okay. Get ready. The new opener and week one opener. Week two, because I think the Bills play on the road in week one. Well, this year's a wrap. Packing up my chair and heading in. There we go. 2002, Philadelphia Eagles. 2003, Philadelphia Eagles. 2004, Philadelphia. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have to go back to 2000. Yeah, so 22 years. Okay. There you go, David. You are the man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, because I knew the Eagles were pretty good. I know they during the Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens era, um, Brian Dawkins. I wanted to mention somebody on the defensive side of the ball. So yeah, nice. Who do the Packers start the year off with? Minnesota. They play the Minnesota Vikings on the road. Yes, on the road in Minnesota in week one. And Seastrom, they end the season with the Detroit Lions. And that is going to be a home game for the Packers. Yeah, the Packers play back-to-back home games to end the season, and they play 3 home games in their final 4. David, week 14, Bills play Green Bay. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. No, Green Bay ends with Texans. No. The Texans are week 17. Week 18 is the Detroit Lions. The Vikings still starting JJ. I honestly don't know who their quarterback is right now. So right now it is considered an open competition between JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray. But early indications, early predictions are that Kyler Murray is going to be the starter unless JJ comes into training camp and just absolutely runs away with it. But early indications are going to be that Kyler is probably going to start, and they're going to try to slowly, potentially bring in JJ if he shows improvement. And if he doesn't, that'll be the second season in 3 years that JJ McCarthy has not been the starter coming into week 1. So yeah, they're not paying Kyler much because the Arizona Cardinals are paying Kyler Murray about $37 million. And he signed for like a vet minimum of like around 1 point something million for the Minnesota Vikings. So the Vikings don't need to force themselves into a Kyler Murray starter. It's not like they're paying him a whole lot, but he might be the better option. Yeah, so it says right here, Kyler Murray is currently playing on a 1-year, $1.3 million contract with the Vikings. He's making vet minimum in Minnesota, but he is still receiving the remaining guaranteed money from Arizona. And on top of that, if Kyler Murray plays really well, there is a clause in the contract, the 1-year contract that he signed with Minnesota. They cannot tag him next year. So they either have to give him a multi-year contract, or they just have to let him go. Yeah, but they can't franchise tag Kyler Murray because of that clause. So that's pretty cool. Guys, please let David win to sleep. He's had a long day. Oh, it's all right, my man. I don't work again until probably like Tuesday or Wednesday, at least at my other job. I will be doing some videos now that the draft is over, now that the schedule is over, and hopefully my life is a little bit normal for the next like 2 weeks. I will be back to editing videos and trying to get those out before I have to leave for my trip in middle of June. I think it's the second week of June. I'm going to be gone for about a couple days. So my expectations for the Vikings are low this year. Yes. And not only your expectations, I think the NFL's expectations are low because the Packers play them in week 1 and then they play them again in week 10. Usually the NFL likes to push off the second game of divisional games until like the last like month. The NFL is like, yeah, we don't think the Vikings are going to be playing meaningful football, so let's just get both of those games out of the first 10 weeks. Because like if you look at Chicago and Detroit, Chicago is the third to last game for Green Bay, and Detroit is the final game for Detroit or for Green Bay. Minnesota is week 1 and week 10, and then that's it. So I think the NFL is like, yeah, let's get these Minnesota Green Bay games over with because Minnesota is probably not going to be great. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun season, man. The schedules are really weird, man. Like Kansas City has a tough schedule despite having a bad season. Green Bay's schedule starts out really tough, and then it gets I don't want to say easier. They play tough teams, but most of them are going to be at home. I think I said it was like 4 or 5 out of their last 8 games are at home. So yeah, basically the second half of the season is mostly at home for the Packers. You know my subs are higher than you. No, that's good, man. Heck yeah, dude. Keep it going, dude. Keep it going. I love like I'm not I've never been a jealous type where I'm like, oh god. Like don't get me wrong, I'm competitive. You know, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Captain. But no, that's cool, man. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, keep it going, man. Keep it growing. It gives me something to chase, man. It gives me something to chase. Let me see here. 560. Holy cow, Captain. Nice, man. Heck yeah, dude. You're gonna have to give me some pointers, man. But heck yeah, dude. Congratulations, man. 500. Over 500, I should say. I've been going 2 years next year. Will be 3 years on YouTube. Heck yeah, dude. Congratulations, my man. Let's go. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. When was the first live stream, man? On my channel here. I know I didn't do week 1 in 2024. I think I did. I think the first game I did was week 2. It was a Thursday game That was the when Tua got hurt. That's when he got that concussion. And sorry, I'm not smiling about the concussion. I'm just smiling of like, of course that had to be the first game on the channel. Oh man, dude, holy cow! I was just looking. I just scrolled all the way to the first games. Dude, my thumbnails were a little rough, kind of bland. Not gonna lie though, I miss doing the chalk aesthetic for the text, but I do like what I've been able to do with the thumbnails as I've been able to kind of grow them. I do enjoy those. Those are always fun to make. Well, found out Fox got all the rights to the World Cup. Means I can mostly just stick to one subscription if I want to watch the games. Now to decide which one between Fox, YouTube, or Peacock. I'm trying to think here. I know. I don't know Fox. I don't know what their pricing is at all. I know YouTube. If it's YouTube TV, it can get kind of pricey. Because I think it's like their cheapest plan is like 50, $60 a month. But if it's like YouTube Red or if it's just like regular YouTube, maybe, then it could probably be a little bit cheaper. I know Peacock is typically pretty cheap. Not trying to advertise for them, but yeah. I always say, man, if you can get the same product but cheaper, or for cheaper, go with that one. It won't show me how much the Bills versus Green Bay tickets are. Could you find out? Just curious. The ticket pricing, I don't think they are going to be out quite yet. I know usually it takes like about either 12 to 24 hours, just because they're setting them up, and also they want to make sure that the website doesn't crash. But yeah, let me. Right. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. So if you want nosebleeds, the this is from StubHub. So could be cheaper, could be more expensive depending on website you go, but relatively they're usually within anywhere between 20 to maybe $60. It's rare that it's like one website has it for 1,000 and the other website has it for 200. It's not nothing like that. But for most of the nosebleeds, the cheapest I'm seeing is Jesus, 500. 561 for nosebleeds. The cheapest ticket I see that actually has some pretty good seats is 437. So yeah, out of my price range, I'll tell you that much. Like I love the Packers, man, but I would rather just be home. I could order a pizza for, I can make a pizza honestly for $10. Have a nice little beer or just a nice little juice. Hang out with you guys. Save my money. You know, and and keep those that $450 in my pocket. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I knew that game was going to be expensive. I knew that game was going to be expensive. Anyway, yeah, Peacock I've looked at would be about $11. It's not bad. They could be. It's showing Ticketmaster has them. What is it saying? For $500, I could take a trip to see Dave in Wisconsin. Dang right, my man. Dang right. And don't hey, I got room and board for you, man. I got an air mattress. I'll cook. We'll make a whole day of it, man. We'll grill out. We'll do some brats. We'll do some beer. Heck yeah. Now skip it and stream the effing game. Heck yeah, my man. Heck yeah. No, man, I love it. Like I said, dude. As much as it would be cool to go to Packer games, one, they're expensive. Two, I like I don't make it I make enough to pay my bills, pay my rent, do that stuff. And but on top of that, I wouldn't be doing this if I went to those games. So, like, I love doing this, man. Hanging out with you guys, doing this stuff is like, it's the best. It's the best. You can't beat it. Can't beat it, man. But but yeah, man. But to be honest with you, man, going to that Ravens and Packer game, that was really fun, man. That was awesome. That was so freaking awesome, man. Lambeau Field is gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous at night. It might be one of the oldest stadiums in the league, man, but it is one of the like. Granted, I've only been to Lambeau Field. I've never been to. I don't think I've ever been to any other NFL stadium inside. But man, dude, it would be tough to beat. It'd be tough to beat. But yeah, the first game I did, man, was woo. That was the oh my god. So I was using sorry, not to reminisce. I was using Streamyard. Didn't have OBS. I was too scared to use OBS. That was on September 12th, 2024. So yeah, look at that 480p there. No HD. No no scoreboard. Nothing, man. That dude did not know what he was doing, but he was enjoying himself. Oh man, that's hilarious. I love it, man. But yeah, man, I'm trying to think here. Wait, I was gonna say. Speaking of games, man, have you guys been to any NFL games or any sports games, professional games lately? Well, the Jets are adding Tim Patrick to their receiving corps. Yeah, low risk, low reward kind of guy, but solid veteran. He's been around the league for a while. Played for a lot of teams. Ooh, the Steelers and the Saints are going to be playing in Paris in Week 7. Wow. Wee wee. Ho ho. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance. See, this is what So I can't. So we can't have nice things, man. I'm just an idiot. Nothing recently. Just a World Cup game coming up. Let's go, baby. So yeah, man. Oh man. So going to the World Cup, man. It may not going to being in the stadium and watching a game may not be in the cards because the tickets are insane, absolutely insane. Having said that, I will be in Texas. We'll be going there, and then we're gonna be hanging out, man. We're gonna be going to like just like the events over there around the stadiums. So that is as I've gotten closer, I've gotten more and more information on what the trip is looking like. So yeah, yeah. But nothing recently, just World Cup game coming up. So, Seastrom, are you going to the games, or are you going to a game, or are you just gonna watch it? If you do, let me know. Yeah, dude. Oh man. Hmm. Let me see here. What is the schedule of the World Cup? I'll be going to one game, watching a bunch more. Heck yeah, dude. Let's go, man. Heck yeah, man. Let's go. Nice. I like it, man. Enjoy it, my man. Enjoy it. Especially around these parts, the World Cup doesn't come often. So let me see here. So first game is going to be on Thursday, June 11th. That'll be Mexico versus I almost said San Francisco. Jesus, South Africa. That'll be in Mexico City, and it's going to go all the way through. It's going to go all the way through July. Holy cow, man! Yeah, so the World Cup final is scheduled for the 19th of July. Okay, so we got about a month and a week of soccer. Okay, well that kind of okay. So I'm gonna be gone. I think the first. I think it might be anywhere between 3 to 6 days. I might be gone, so probably won't be able to stream live do a hangout during that week. But when we come back, dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. We might stream some World Cup games. Why not? I'm gonna be watching them. Heck yeah, man. Holy cow, man. There's gonna be 104 games in this World Cup. Yeah, the World Cup final is gonna be match 104. Jesus. All right. Well, I know what I'm gonna be doing this summer here. It's gonna be a busy summer. All right, fellas. Almost 9 o'clock here. Probably a little bit later for some of you guys, maybe even earlier. Depends on where you are. But thank you so much, man. Thank you, David. Thank you, Seastrom. Thank you, Captain, for being here, man. You made this last hour significantly better, man. I appreciate you guys always popping in here, hanging out, and just chilling, just hanging out, doing our thing. Shout out to RB. Shout out to your local trash can as well. Thank you for being here early on. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think here. Once again, we will be live tomorrow for our regular Friday night hangout. I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the schedule. Luckily, I don't work my other job tomorrow, so we'll have a little bit more to talk about. Outside of the Packers, I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to talk about the international games that will be going on. I'm going to do a deep dive on those, when they happen, and things like that. And then I'm going to try to pick my top 10, top 12 games to look out for, to kind of mark on your calendar. Kind of give you a little bit of a preview of probably some of the games that will be on the channel this coming season. So, yeah. And then after that, man, if there's any more news, we'll talk about it. Otherwise, yeah, let me know, man. Tomorrow, if you guys want me to chat about something, let me know. So, but yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're new to the channel or you're just joining us, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out the Patreon right now. There's only one tier on the Patreon. It's a $1 tier. Check it out if you're interested. We're going to be adding some stuff this off season. We're going to be growing it during the season, and on top of that, if we can get enough people that want to join, we might do. If we get enough people, we will do a fantasy league here on the channel. So that'll be its own separate tier. There's going to be a limited amount, but like I said, if we can get at least 8 to 10 people, if not more, we'll do it. And if we get a lot of people, we'll do 2 leagues. I'll do whatever it needs to, man. If people are interested, we'll get it done. So yeah, man. Heck yeah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. You have a great one. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And if I don't, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys next week. So thank you. Once again, my name is Dave, and I'm not a coach.